It's the dynamic duo. It's the DSG boys.
High drive, deep right field.
Let's fucking go, man.
Hey, the bar is flowing through my blood.
Tie game. Fernando Tatis Jr. loves hitting at Dodger Stadium.
Like, five, what the fuck is going on, baby? What an intro, man. What an intro. I mean, dude, I'm not trying to glaze ourselves too hard, but that was fucking awesome. It's over. Well, Jake, glad to see you too, brother. Matthew Walla, what's up? Thank you for the intro. Hey, intro, shout out our guy, JP Montero. I'll hype him up in the chat, but JP made that for us. And, total homie move, bro. I thought the intro was sick. High VAR, and excited to kind of talk some Pods baseball. A lot of crazy shit going on in the land of the Friars, Mies, and number one is Ha-Seong Kim, baby. Hey,
oh yeah,
the Korean King is gone. The Korean King is going to Tampa Bay. 2 years, $29 million. Kimmy, man, it was a fun run. Ha-Seong Kim was a Pod for what, 4 years?
Yeah.
Some good times, man. Some good memories. 2021 when he came over from Korea, we were at that game when he hit that home run off of Heath Hembry. 2022, he has that big hit, ends up scoring the run that, Cronenworth to center, all that good stuff. And man, it's just cool to see. I'm happy for him. Sucks he's not staying in San Diego, but I actually honestly think with kind of the contracts we have right now, it doesn't really kill me that he's not coming back to the Pods. What do you have to say? And shout out for everybody in the chat, man.
Yeah. I'm not like super sad about it, to be honest. I love Kimmy. I think he was a great Padre. 2 years, $29 million for a guy coming off of shoulder surgery who was on the decline last year. I think if you would have considered this like last off season after he had his 2023 year.
He had a great year. 2023 was great for him.
I'd be like, all right, that was a big loss. He didn't have a great year last year, coming off an injury. He has an opt-out too, so it's like the contract isn't like that great of a contract anyway that you shake it up. Like your risk is paying $14 million or $13 million to a guy that's not healthy. And the reward is he plays like average and opts out and signs elsewhere.
Yeah,
like,
I get what the Rays are doing, right? I mean, the Rays have some cash. They got a good infield now. You got Brandon Lowe, you got Junior Caminaro. That's a sick infield. That being said, I completely agree with you, Mike. Hey, Ha-Seong Kim, thank you for the memory. Shout out Fall Out Boy. Thanks for the memories. But it really, when I got that notification, really didn't change my day. And I don't mean that in a way of like disrespecting Kimmy. But there's positions on this team that we need help with, right? One of those is the outfield. And Kimmy is an infielder. He's a utility infielder, right? What do we have set in stone, for better or for worse, for the next 7 years? Jake Cronenworth, Manny Machado, and Xander Bogaerts. What positions do those guys play?
Infield. Yeah.
Hey, man. Kimmy, my biggest issue with Kimmy, and I feel like a lot of the fan base's biggest issue with Kimmy, can never hit the fastball. Sooner than later, you're playing fucking the Dodgers and Tanner Scott's pitching. Motherfuckers just going to throw him heaters. And I'm happy Kimmy got that bag. And you know what I really hope happens? I hope he balls out this year in Tampa and he gets a 4-year, $70 million contract with like the Cincinnati Reds or some team. And he rides off into the... Kimmy is a lovable dude. He's coming back on April 25th to San Diego. Standing ovation.
Oh, man.
That's the one. There's things to get mad at this offseason. In my honest opinion, I don't think Ha-Seong Kim leaving is something that I'm really mad at all.
No, I'm with you, man. I mean, I think he should definitely get a innovation when it comes to his return. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like he's
a VAR guy. He was a very high, and thank you for sending that. Shout out Hacksaw for mentioning that.
Hey, that's awesome.
Crone can't hit a fastball either. Hey,
Kimmy was what I like to call he was a keyboard all-star. You know what I mean? Like if you did like sabermetrics, he's your guy. But you watch him play, you're like, oh, he has great defense. Can't really hit the fastball. 5 WAR? Like how the fuck are you calculating that WAR? Like that WAR is getting him paid $14 million a year for a guy that has a sub maybe borderline 700 OPS. I don't know, man. It's just like I don't think that I'm happy that he got paid, and he's going to get paid again most likely. I'm also not mad or not sad or that it's not being paid by us. Like I don't think that would have been a good deal.
I completely agree. And shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Joe, what's up, baby? Jake, your wife is crushed. Sorry, brother. I told my girlfriend or my fiance actually the same. She was not, happy to hear that. Kimmy's a likable dude. I will say I won't miss. In chat, I'm interested to see if you guys agree. I think the Hassan Kim chants were great. That being said, I think they were a little overdone in the sense that Kimmy might be like, let's say it's 8th inning. Kimmy's over 3 with 2 Ks and he made an error. And we're down 6-1. And they do a Hassan Kim chant. That to me is kind of like the wave where you're like, dude, what are we fucking doing? But I get it because we're kind of in the minority in the sense that like we care way too much. The average, fan is like, oh, this is cool to do. But the Hassan Kim chant kind of started to piss me off a little bit especially when, the Kim on the road, super cool. But at home, if we're losing, was not a fan of the Kimmy chant.
There was something about it. It felt very inauthentic. It felt like it was like
eat that shawarma, baby.
It felt like it was inauthentic, and you'd see the fans, and you're like, these fans that are doing this chant in the 8th inning when we're losing just they don't really know ball like that. That's a very hot take, Chris. I like that take.
Dude, also, I'm hearing, so we're going to talk a little bit about how a bunch of the pods are down doing the Joe Musgrove preseason workout, and they all went to the San Diego State game. Tirso was there, and my boy gave me a good little nickname for Tirso. And I'm excited to kind of tell you guys a little later in the show. I'm gonna keep that as a little radio bit where to keep people watching. But I think we have Tirso's nickname, and I think it's gonna be an all-time hitter. Meads, Hassan Kim, you let him go. Right now, is your shortstop Xander Bogaerts, second baseman Jake Cronenworth, and first baseman Luis Ariz? Or what are we doing there? Because that means we need a DH.
So, it's weird because you're paying Xander so much, and you didn't sign Xander as a second baseman. Do you remember when Xander got signed in 2023? The argument was, oh my God, well, where is Kimmy going to play? Kimmy's gone. So Kimmy's not coming back. Slide Xander to short.
The plane's
put Crone at second, and then put Luis at first. And honestly, defensively, maybe not the best shortstop / first base combo that you can ask for. Xander's not a terrible defender.
No.
Luis Ariz is a horrendous defender. That being said, I do think it's probably easier to find somebody that could bring some value at a first base position rather than it would be to find a shortstop value. So if you slide over Xander to shortstop, you slide over Cronenworth to second, Luis Ariz DHs or platoons with somebody who plays first.
Torque.
I actually like where we're at. A la Brandon Drury, as we discussed last week. Brandon Drury, super utility. I'm just saying there's some options out there. And I'm very, very intrigued to see where we go because if you look at the Elias Diaz contract, right?
Yeah, man. Hey, welcome back, El Maracho. What were you saying?
We're going to start La Maracucha, I think. It stands for his city where he's from.
Oh, out of the park. What's up, brother? Bring back Ty France. How much would Ty France cost? The issue with Ty France, I hate to say,
a Dodger dog in a fucking cherry Coke.
My only issue with Ty France is I think if we do get a first baseman, I want it to be one of these fools that hits nukes. We don't need another fucking contact guy with Luis Ariz as our DH. We need some fucking nukes in that lineup.
So who
would have been perfect if we had any money to spend? The polar bear, bro. Imagine the polar bear in that lineup.
No shit.
Come on, bro. Chill.
I mean, I'm just saying, the top free agent first baseman on the market would be a good get.
Dude, Roki would have been great.
It's really, really hard hitting analysis.
This fucking guy.
No, that was
Rizzo. No Rizzo for us.
Rizzo's washed as hell.
We had Rizzo.
Luke
How funny would that be, though?
playing in Japan.
How funny
Connor
would that be
Joe-
if we have Rizzo to start his career and end his career?
That would be special, especially if he only played like 11 games before getting DFA'd. Like he only started with 11 games before being traded.
We need Renfro back. Connor Joe would be
I'm
sick.
curious, Matt. Listen, first baseman, you got to fill up a spot. Who's out there? Who could you go out and get on the free agent market? Sprinkle in like another $3 to $4 million deal.
So that's a great question. I'm looking it up right now. I saw some people, obviously, you mentioned Brandon Drury as a guy. Right now, it's looking like at first base, at least, I am going to show you, and we're going to see, man. I mean, awesome. Let's look. I mean, Connor Joe's played third base before, or first base before. Justin Turner, no thank you.
Now why?
Justin Turner, bro.
But why?
He's 40.
I mean, he had 2.2 WAR as a 39-year-old. Matt, there's certain dudes that just know how to hit the baseball, and Justin Turner.
Hey, the return of G-Man. What about Rough and Rowdy, dude? Rough and Rowdy Tellez? That motherfucker's always scared me when we play him. I feel Rowdy's got.
Just because he's a heavy set individual.
I mean, bro, Rowdy has insane bar, bro.
Minus 1.2 WAR, bro. I'm talking. Look at Turner.
That's actually so funny. Look at what Jake said. Toilet ad is so fitting. This is great, dude. It's a sign, guys. We might be cooked. Gavin Cheeks. Oh, Mike, interesting point. Jared, what's up, brother? One of my favorite guys that we interact with. Jared mentions, hey, Spencer Torkelson, number 1 pick in the Major League Baseball draft out of Arizona State. Obviously has struggled at the major league level with the Detroit Tigers. Strikes out a shit ton. Doesn't hit nearly as well as they thought he was going to.
Nearly as well. He doesn't even hit remotely close. He's a sub 90 OPS plus guy.
Yeah. I mean, do you look to make a trade? I think, guys, I have a feeling Keller. What?
Why would we need to get, if we're going to get somebody, we need to get somebody that elevates the team. We don't need flyers. We need guys that are going to come in.
You do need flyers.
No, that's but exactly if you're going to make a trade, you take a flyer on a guy like a Justin Turner or an Anthony Rizzo.
You can't take a flyer on a 40-year-old.
Yeah, you fucking can. Look at what we did with Donovan Solano and David Peralta. That was a flyer. Something that's not going to cost that much money. You take a flyer. Oh, it doesn't work out. You let it go. That's literally what it is. If you're trading capital, such as a trade or a prospect for a guy like
Spencer Torkelson, how much do you think 40-year-old? How much do you think 40-year-old Justin Turner? Also, dude, you really want Justin Turner, bro? That motherfucker is such a Dodger. It reminds me so much of Matt Beatty, bro, or Matt Beatty.
Yeah, well, we didn't trade a fucking future star pitcher for Justin Turner. We're trading him $4 million or whatever he's.
How funny would that be if we get Justin Turner?
Justin Turner's from Orange County. The guy probably wants to retire in SoCal. And he'll probably fucking sign with the Dodgers too, and then hit like 330.
I completely agree, Joe. He's a Dodger, bro.
All right, then listen. I'm just saying we have.
Let's look back. Let's look back real quick. Who on this list would you genuinely? And you mentioned Justin Turner. Who do you see the Padres actually taking a flyer on? I know Patrick Wisdom, the KBO now.
Probably Connor Joe.
And you haven't played first base?
Connor Joe's San Diego guy. I could totally see him wanting to come home.
Ooh, Jared, would you trade Robert Suarez for Spencer Torkelson?
Yeah, I would.
I would too.
I would do that. I would do that.
1 year
Suarez is going to opt out, and Torkelson has 5 years of control.
I don't think we're signing Yuli Gurriel after the whole Yu Darvish situation.
Yeah, no way. Also, he is Torkelson is dog water, but
dude, he had 40 or 30 home runs in 2023.
Yeah, he had 10 last year.
I mean, he had a bad year. People have bad years.
I'm saying, man, like 304.
His WAR is pretty nasty, though. Let's look at Torkelson's stats. He is a 6 foot, 220 pound from Petaluma, California.
Maybe man. I mean, dude, maybe he doesn't fuck with D-Town.
Dude, I don't blame him. Imagine getting traded from Detroit to fucking San Diego, bro.
Listen, his 2023 year was solid in the terms of offensive production.
Yeah, let's look at 2023. He was
34 doubles, 31 homers,
758 OPS, 107. Even that isn't great, but I feel like this is the kind of guy where you might. I feel like if you want to be a team that with the financial constraints we have, we got to make some kind of wild moves, dude. This is a wild move where you're like, hey, man, fuck it. That being said, why would the Detroit Tigers trade this guy for
Because they
Robert
don't.
Suarez?
They're cutting their losses. They're over him. What do you mean? They have Colt Keith. They have
Fucking
literally-
Scooball. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think we're trading for Scooball, brother.
They have a lot of. I'm pretty sure. Isn't Colt Keith also a first baseman?
Yeah. So that's who, and they also
He's better.
signed someone. Or
And Colt Keith is extended too. He's already been extended.
That's what I meant.
Making
That's
more
what- yeah.
money. So it's like, listen, Spencer Torkelson's 2025 projections.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Home runs. Like this is not. Let's see if I can get a full accurate year. They think he's only playing 50 games next season. That can't be accurate.
My boy's got some shitty stats.
Yeah, I mean, listen, no, I'm on Fangraphs. This is their projections on Fangraphs.
They haven't playing 50 games. That's a
They haven't played 50 games, Matt. 50 games, and he has a 102 weighted runs created, 0.3 WAR, 8 homers, 24 RBIs, and
8
see what we
homers,
got.
50 games.
221 average. 8 homers in 50 games.
Yeah, so he might just kind of suck.
I think he sucks. And it's
sometimes
a bummer because
Casas would be sick. Would you trade? Oh man, imagine they would never do that. But
no
man,
shot.
I was thinking a Casas trade if you trade Dylan Cease, but there's no way they would trade 1 year of Dylan Cease. Tristan Casas for 1 year of Dylan Cease. It makes no sense.
No, but could you imagine getting Casas and then signing Tommy Pham and just having like polar opposites in one clubhouse?
The yin and the yang. You got one dude meditating and one dude
they're like the most unlikely like best friendship of all time.
Exactly. They should have like a buddy cop movie.
Chad, you gotta help us out here.
Chad's cooking, man. We got some good ones.
I know. I'm just
Tigers
curious.
Will want Dallas or DeVries. I mean, bro, for Spencer Torkelson, absolutely fucking not. Tommy Pham to replace. We brought it up. Hey, there are guys this offseason, obviously. We've signed Elias Diaz, which I'm happy about. We could touch on that. But happy about the Elias Diaz signing. We've brought back a couple guys. We've made a lot of minor league signings. We still have a lot of holes on this team to fix. And it's either going to be, homegrown talent or we're going to make some fucking wild moves, dude. And I think guys like, I wouldn't be shocked if Ty France comes back on a minor league deal and stuff like that. Mark Canha, I already have a nickname for Mark Canha if he does come. Mark Canha, he's going to be known as the ally because he's a super. I
already got a nickname if he comes and sucks. He's going to be known as Mark Cannot.
Yeah, I mean that's Frank the Tank's nickname.
Is that actually what he
used to call him?
Oh fuck. All right, well, fuck. Back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing
Tank
board.
Already beat me.
I'm a big I'm excited, man. Honestly, like this week, not necessarily the sexiest moves, but signing Elias Diaz, they gave out $3.5 million, shows that they at least know that there's holes on this team. My biggest fear was that they were just going to say, fuck it, and just go in and be like, oh, we'll figure it out. No, we at least have Campy, Elias Diaz, Brett Sullivan, and Martin Maldonado. Is that the sexiest, fantastic four of all time? Absolutely not. But, Mike, we do have a top prospect waiting in the wings, hopefully going to be our catcher by 2026, and that's Ethan Salas. If he has a good year with the bat, I wouldn't even be surprised if they bring him up in September. So, all we need Elias Diaz to do, hey, man, play good defense, bat fucking 220, and hit 10 bombs. You don't have to be Higgy. You don't have to be Higgy. And boom, if you have Campy, what they're going to do this year, guys, it's pretty obvious. They're going to say, Luis Campusano, this is your shot. It's your position to lose. And like last year, you got Wally pipped by fucking Higgy. If you get Wally pipped again, brother, I think we're going to just ship him out, honestly. And I sometimes prospects don't work out. Sometimes you don't pan out. Campy was obviously a top prospect with us. One of the few that we didn't trade. I hope it pans out. Mike, imagine if fucking Campy has a 2023 type year at the stick. He sucks defensively. In my opinion, people run all over him, bro. And that's a huge issue. But Elias Diaz defensively, solid catcher. He's the kind of guy that you have as a backup plan. And I think that's a huge move. Yeah. Someone asked.
I got a name. I got a name. I wanna throw out. We'll touch on BM's comment real quick. Can't call a guy a bust at this point. He looked good in the Arizona Fall League. The guy was literally playing as an 18-year-old last year.
I was gonna and barely 18. So he was a his birthday's in June. Yeah, he's born. I'm literally 10 years older than him. I think he's like June 1st. I'm June 3rd. So I think with Ethan Salas, you guys have to remember that there's kids literally in high school this year coming up that will be drafted that will be older than Ethan Salas. So that's kind of where we're at with him. If he has another underperforming year at the stick, like if he has like a 670 OPS next year across all the leagues, that's concerning. So we'll figure it out. But what's great about Ethan Salas, Mike, and I want to touch on this. What's great about Ethan Salas and the reason why he's a top prospect still, defensively, he's elite. So if he's elite defensively, all he needs to do is be if he could be a 740, 750 OPS guy with the stick, that's a win. Especially given the financial constraints, because catcher is such an important position, man. Like you could see in the lineup that we had during the postseason with Higgy hitting, if your catcher can hit, especially with the DH now, that's so valuable, man. Yeah. So valuable. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say that it's not like if you struggle in minor leagues at some point in time, it doesn't instantly mean that, you're a bust. You're probably focused so much if you're Arise, and I see Brett in the chat. I completely agree. They develop slower than everyone else. You're probably focusing on getting that defense to MLB ready, and then the bat comes second. He looked good. His swing looked good in the Arizona Fall League.
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna be a stud, dude.
I got his power back. He has oppo power, and he's 18 years old. And the one thing I like about guys like that, when you get like a top prospect billing, and you sign for the most money as an international free agent, right? You can get a big head and probably take the foot off the gas and stop caring a bit. The dude's a grinder. You can tell that he wants to succeed. And that's really all my opinion as a prospect. As long as you show that you want to be great, I'm not writing you off until, it's really bad. Like,
couldn't agree more. And Jake has a great point, and I'm going to get to these super chats real quick. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you guys could hit us with a subscribe, hit us with a like, that goes a long way, and we really appreciate it. Junior Caminaro, obviously such a sick home run in the Lindom final. He's going to be a superstar. He'll be playing actually right next to Manny's best friend, Ha-Seong Kim. They're not trading him, so don't worry about that. And then Sup Boys Marco, one of my favorite guys. When do you see Salas coming up? 2026. I think this time next year, they're going to give him kind of the Jackson Merrill treatment where they're like, hey, brother, this is yours. If you ball out in spring training, it's your position. There's a reason why Campy is he year one ARB? Elias Diaz is on a 1-year deal. A lot of stuff's pointing in the direction that 2026 is probably the year Salas takes over. The Padres are an organization that do not care. If you're good enough, you're ready to rock. Also want to touch on another prospect, then we'll get into more pod stuff. A lot of prospect rankings have come out. The Leo Dallas DeVries hype train, brother. Hey, man, this is Tatis levels of hype. Like, this dude is a fucking star, bro. Like, I think he's Lindor, Jose Ramirez. Like, he is going to be a star. Middle infielder with pop like that, hits both ways. Like, I think having him and having Ethan Salas, if Ethan Salas can, like I said, man, great defensively and be a 760, 18 to 22 home run guy in the big, you're set, dude. I'm gonna give you maybe a hot take, maybe not a hot take. I'm not kidding. I think we see DeVries this year. Really?
I think I think I think AJ Preller's cursed of going after Japanese people, bro. He's no more. Let's focus on different countries because Japanese players are going strictly to Los Angeles from this point forward. So let's just take our minds off. AJ Preller, also, that guy strikes out a ton.
Yeah, AJ Preller should work on only Spanish on Duolingo and not Japanese anymore. Because as we could tell, no more Attack on Titan for AJ Preller. We only want him to be watching telenovelas. This going forward.
What was I gonna say?
Telenovelas. I love that word, man.
That's a great word. I was saying that I think we see DeVries. I think we see DeVries this year. I really do. I think that his natural talent is just going to shine through. And then, you know what, man? Who's to say, like, he has a crazy start to the year?
He's very blue. I agree.
Hey, he's
18, bro. Even Merrill was 20, just as a comparison. Like, Merrill was 20.
No, but Merrill also started playing pro. Merrill also started playing pro later, though.
Dude, I mean, when Xander eventually gets hurt, guys, it's T Rizzy season, brother.
Who else are you gonna bring up? Who else are you gonna bring up?
Mike, I feel way better about this Padres team today than I did a week ago, and it was as little as just the fucking Elias Diaz signing, because it means that these guys are at least paying attention, man. Also, seeing all the boys get back on the field, and shout out this comment real quick, and then I'll get back into it. Keep taking for the White Sox. Keep taking them, man. San Diego, yeah.
You know what's crazy about that? Manny picked us over them. Isn't it crazy how different the organizations have gone since Manny picked us over the White Sox? The White Sox and us in 2020 were like neck and neck. These are the future of
future
like, the
teams.
farm system. Yeah. Two teams were on the rise. Fortunately, thank God to like Peter Seidler and AJ, but our team has stayed on the rise to a sense, and the White Sox are like when they're trading Garrett Crochet with control left. Like it's just crazy how different the franchises have gone.
Well, the scary thing, Mike, and to play a little devil's advocate, the scary thing is the White Sox ownership is very similar to at least what we've seen out of the new Padres ownership. So it goes to show that if you don't have some fucking go-getters as owners, shit like what's going on in Chicago, obviously worst case scenario, can happen. Would you trade? And thank you for the comment again, H. I need to figure out a way to HBVPJ. Appreciate you, Anthony. Would you guys trade Jake for Ward? Taylor Ward would be awesome, but I don't think. Why would the Angels trade for Jake Cronenworth? No disrespect.
I mean, Taylor Ward only have like a year left of control?
Yeah, I think Taylor Ward would probably be traded for more of like a prospect thing than Jake Cronenworth.
I mean, listen, he'd be a great person to plop out there in left field, man. Like with Tirso or like as a utility outfielder. 2.3 WAR, 250, 25 bombs, 111 OPS plus. Like,
man,
that's not he's a free agent actually in 2027.
So 2 years. Hey, what would you trade? What would you trade for Taylor Ward if you're the Padres?
So that's the issue with trading with the Angels right now is that they're a classic limbo team where you never know if they're trying to compete or not. Right? Like, are they trying to compete because they've signed a couple guys this offseason? Like, what the fuck are they doing? No one knows. Are they trying to get prospects? Or are they trying to get MLB ready talent? Nobody knows, right? But I would trade for Taylor Ward. I would throw maybe like a
our farm's interesting because I really don't know who outside of our top two. I know a lot of people are hyped on Cash Mayfield and Boston Bateman, and
the number one
haven't ever played a minor league game yet.
The number one pitcher in the farm system that would be dwindled out there in trade discussions, I think, would be Isaiah Lowe. That's my take. And I don't want to get rid of Isaiah Lowe.
Lowe's got some fucking bar, bro.
He's the most, like, right now, proven, probably statistically, in the farm system. And he's super young, super raw. I could see them being like, if we're going to get Taylor Ward, we need
Humberto Cruz. I actually think Humberto Cruz is going to be a star, bro.
But Humberto is also
my few sources I have in the Padres organization. They said that Humberto Cruz and Leo Dallas DeVries are the two people that they think are going to be.
But
nasty.
Humberto's also in that like Leo Dallas, Salas type of age group. Like he's young, he's a super young guy. I'm talking like if the Angels are still trying to relatively compete and they need something in terms of like actual talent, would they take like a Robert Suarez for Taylor Ward? Like probably not. I don't know.
Oh, why?
Dude.
Especially with
I
Ben
don't know.
Joyce. With Ben Joyce, why do they need Robert Suarez?
Ben Joyce, bro. That elbow's
That motherfucker's
about to go
nasty.
poof, bro.
Nah, come on.
Throws
Bro.
105, his arm's gonna give up. You can't throw that hard.
Hey, let's talk about the news today. Other than Hassan Kim, and shout out everybody in the chat. I see all the people. I appreciate you, even the haters. Saw in the chat, on I think his name's Pat Regazio or something like that, and he is a Mets reporter, and he had mentioned that the Padres have had discussions with the Mets and the Atlanta Braves about both Dylan Cease and Michael King. As everybody who's watching this is well aware, Dylan Cease and Michael King are free agents after this season. Dylan Cease has had a much longer career as a starting pitcher in the major leagues and probably has more value on the trade market, I would say. That being said, I think Michael King is, in my opinion, might be a better pitcher. I would love, and we've said this before, easiest way for this fucking ownership to show, like, hey, get people off their backs, the Seidler brothers, extend Michael King. That's the one guy we want. Dylan Cease will not be a Padre after this year. It's pretty much set in stone. He has Scott Boras as an owner. He's going to the highest bidder, just like all Scott Boras' clients. Hey, it happens. That being said, if we get a good offer for Dylan Cease, sayonara, thank you for your time. Thank you for the no-hitter. Do not thank him for the NLDS, and we move on with our lives. Michael King's the one that hurts for me. And I really want and I feel like it's a very common, very, very common thing from Padres fans is Michael King is the piece, man. You have Michael King, Musgrove comes back. Like, Michael King's a guy where if you extend Michael King right now, he's 29 years old. You extend him, give him a fucking 6-year deal. 6-year deal, you have that piece. He stays healthy. You give him what, $25 million a year? How much would you give him?
Michael King? I give him $25 million a year, but it's not my money, and we're not
That's
spending.
the issue. It's like, hey, if they actually plot twist, if they actually care. Oh, I actually like this, by the way. Actually care about the team just waiting until what a spin zone. We need to extend Michael King. Dylan Cease we could trade this offseason, and guess what? Honestly, and I know people might disagree, but dude, the NLDS left such a fucking sour taste in my mouth, man, that almost to the point where I wouldn't say I want him gone, but knowing he's not re-signing, I think AJ Peller should really, really try to trade him. And if he trades him to the Mets have some interesting fucking cookies to bring back, bro. They got some controllable pitching, and they got some top prospects that could fit into our system. Number one guy I saw in trade rumors, Drew Gilbert, the dude from fucking Tennessee. What's your take on him?
He's just like, does that move the needle? I don't know, man. It's just like Drew Gilbert strikes me as a guy, to be honest, and maybe I'll eat my words when he makes it up, but like, just a guy that's gonna be a douche and no one's really gonna fuck with, to be completely honest. Like, he's just kind of got that energy.
I kind of like it though.
He's got a little bit of Jesse Winkle, in my opinion, for the success.
Really? Because he's a dude. He's a very let's see his stats real quick.
Yeah,
also,
Matthew. Maybe guys, maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know.
Matthew Wallow. At which point do you realize team needs to be sold? Today. I do not want either of these. I don't care. I don't want either of these two people. Right now, to me, it's just rich people fighting, and it's annoying. And I would love the team to be sold to someone who has big pockets. Realistically, probably not going to happen, so I'm not going to get my hopes up. And then we need King. His sister's hot and sings well. Okay. I do know she's a singer. All right. Let's look real quick at Drew Gilbert.
There's one more in there, Matt.
Okay.
One more. JD's third. Where did the $42 million go last year with Shield? Also withdrawing 2.5. So we're not going to get all.
Yeah, we're not. Hey, real talk. I'm not her accountant. All I know is the situation between the Seidler brothers and Shield is nasty. And, we're getting updates every day. And the only update I want to hear is the Padres fucking extended Michael King. I could care. Honestly, no disrespect to them.
We're not
People
lawyers.
involved. No disrespect to the people involved. I could give two fucks about their problems, to be completely honest. All I care about is my baseball team. And that's what 99% of the fans are. What?
Yeah, I mean,
do you agree?
No, I totally agree. I think it was a little bit of a direct way of saying it. I think like the separation between the fan and personal life for them, like that's the real.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't give a fuck about their. It sounds like a kind of.
I don't care. I don't care about
their personal issues. Don't affect
their personal issues. I hope and it's really sad that it has to be on a public. It's a public thing now. But to be completely honest, my life, I love the pods. I don't care about who's owning the pods. I want the owners to. I love Peter Seidler. Don't really like his brothers.
Here's a good question for you.
Yeah.
Here's a good question for you. And then we'll go over Drew Gilbert's stats. Either way, right? No information from this offseason comes out about any ownership battles. Do we have any big contracts handed out, or are we just staying pat as well?
That's actually okay. That's a fantastic. And Chad, I want to kind of hear what you guys have to say too.
Like, did that?
I think the
media attention stop us from handing out contracts, or is
because
this
Mike? I mean, dude, the whole argument now is that I think with the one party is saying Shields party's like, hey, I want to keep my husband's vision going. I want to spend money. I want to be and bring us championship to San Diego. The other party's saying, hey, Shield, we would have gotten Roki Sasaki if you didn't bring that up. So that's fucking crazy.
But I don't buy that though.
No, I know, but. And I agree. I don't think these fools care, bro. I think they're looking at it, and I'm not saying Shield. I think the Seidler brothers. I think honestly, I think the current Padres ownership, since Peter has passed, has shown me zero reason to believe that they really want to invest in this product, other than having Shabuzi play every 3 months
and raising season ticket prices and
raising the season ticket prices, raising the Modelo prices. Having Shabuzi and Zach Bryan play on New Year's Eve, and other than that, man, I believe they're not. Hey guys, also the relocation thing was a complete PR thing. They're not relocating, so don't worry about that.
We're in the midst of a PR warfare, and the one thing is that right now, one side is playing a great PR game, and the other side is trying to catch up, which is why they threw that little. Oh, we would have gotten Roki if this wasn't brought up. That's bullshit. That's a PR move.
This is like a Vietnam War of PR.
It's TMZ ownership battle via TMZ essentially. And the only people that are being negatively affected outside of like their families and the personal battles is the fan base of the Padres and players of the Padres and the employees of the Padres.
Oh, no. We're looked at right now. The Padres ownership is looked at as a joke.
And Joe, not to cut Matt off, but at this rate, I don't know if we'll be throwing one out.
I think the DSG did have a shot at throwing out the first pitch in 2024, but due to these streams and most likely if the Seidler brothers take over, I don't even know if we're going to be allowed in the stadium. So I don't think the first pitch is coming. Real quick, Gio. People say Manny contract's bad, but we have Wandy, Xander. Wandy, oh man, the Wandy Peralta contract, that's one of those that you wake up at night like the what do you call it? The Dwayne Wade commercial from back in the day. It's like Wandy Peralta contract is so fucking bad. Xander contract, so fucking bad. Wandy and Xander's contracts makes Jake Cronenworth look like Ronald Acuna. And then Hosmer is getting paid $12.5 million and gets the same amount of viewership as the DSG. So once we get rid of those contracts, we're in a great spot. Guys,
crazy Hosmer podcast straight there.
You guys would have been the biggest first pitch free 2020. Drew Gilbert slashed 215, 313, and 393 in AAA last year.
The easiest league to hit, bro.
Well, I mean, it depends on. I think it's different in the PCL. I don't think he played in the PCL, but 783 OPS in the fall league, and then in let's see, AAA 706. You know what sucks, Mike, is the fact that we're going to have to start going back to those pre-fucking 2020 days where we start just absolutely just hounding the prospect dashboards and write-ups because we're looking at these dudes. But at the same time, it is kind of fun. It is kind of fun because the cool thing about prospects, even though a lot of times they don't pan out, sometimes you get Tatis. Sometimes the shit fucking pans out, bro.
So, one, I agree with you on that. Two, we have a couple landmark prospects, and the beauty of where we're at now is we have some cornerstone contracts too. So the team will be competitive. AJ's going to do his shit, figure out how to sign these guys, turn them into stars. The beauty is now, I don't think that like a guy like DeVries or Salas has the potential of getting traded.
Oh, no, there's no way.
So we're in that spot now where, okay, we actually don't have to like root for a James Wood and then he gets traded. Like now it's like, oh, hell yeah. We actually get to watch this guy come up and the excitement that it will bring when like Leo DeVries debuts. We were at the Tatis debut on opening day.
Abrams debut, bro.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
Like that was an
opening
incredible
day 2019, day. Bro. When he hit the what was it? A ground ball to third base and he beat out the
went to third, yeah.
Went to third, yeah, man.
He did both. He had 2 hits, I think.
I honestly, yeah, I completely agree, man. And guess what, guys? I think someone mentioned it. I forget who in the comment. And shout out Double D Platoon's hilarious. I've come to accept kind of where the Padres are at this offseason because the season's about to start. We're 2 weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting. Seeing the picture, and I'll pull it up. Seeing the picture of all the Pods guys at that at the San Diego State game last night got me hyped, bro.
Dude, it was like
all the shit that we're talking, all the shit we're talking about, Mike, over the offseason and the lawsuits and all this crazy stuff. Once the Padres start playing, that'll be on the back burner, dude. And you think these players are going to be, you think Sean Reynolds is going to be on the mound thinking about fucking the Siler Bros versus Shield? Nah, bro, he's thinking about how the hell do I strike out Freddie Freeman? Like, that is what's going to be awesome, dude. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the season, bro. Honestly. Jesus. Are you good, bro?
Yeah, I got something in my eye. What Sean Reynolds will be thinking about is that DSG episode from back in the day as well, while he's on the mound.
You guys say Verdugo incoming? I don't believe that, bro. Erica, someone says Man City would be dope, dude. Mike, with actually, what I want to show real quick. I hope we don't get copyrighted, but I'm gonna go over this and then we're gonna call it a nap. Let me see. Oh, also, before we get into it, Michael King or Dylan Cease, do you think either, both, none get traded?
I think Dylan Cease gets traded. I don't see
and how. Where to? Do you think it's the Atlanta Braves or do you think it's to the New York Mets or another team?
After what Dylan Cease did to us in the NLDS, I don't know if you should give him the due diligence of sending him home to Atlanta. I would look for
dude, come on,
I'm kidding. I don't know, man. I think it's wherever we get the best offer. I think that the Braves are probably more willing to give it up considering Chris Sale is still there and he's obviously not getting younger. This is a big contention year for them with the Cunha back.
Huge. And so Acuna's contract.
I could see them handing out a nice little bag for a Dylan Cease, year of Dylan Cease. And listen, I think it's a great move for both parties. I think it's good for Cease. Cease knows that he's not getting re-signed by the Pods. Like he knows that. So this also gives essentially a chance to audition for the Braves and maybe get a contract there. Like I think it's a good move for both sides. And it's an NL East team. I wouldn't mind some cannibalism on the NL East side this year because you got the Mets, the Phillies, the Braves, like not a bad deal for these teams to go head to head. And then you got a sneaky team like the Nationals that can snag a couple wins every here and there. Like it's not a bad division to send somebody to kind of do some dirty work.
Josh Smith, interesting target, but I think I'm interested to see what
he's a beast, dude. He won't get traded. They're not trading that guy.
Yeah, I mean, Mike brings up a good point real quick, Mike in the morning. So Mike says if Dylan goes, then King should go too. I think you should try. I mean, obviously we need to figure out what's going on with this arbitration shit. If this ownership is not willing to pay Mike King, I agree. But I also think you keep Mike King at least till the trade deadline to see where we're at. Because if we, let's say fucking Randy Vasquez takes a step and some of these guys take a step and Tatis is having an MVP type season. If that happens, we go and we're like, all right, how about we add on, right? But if you could trade Dylan Cease and still make the playoffs. If you trade both Michael King and Dylan Cease, you're not making the playoffs. You completely agree, right?
100% agree, and I feel like it's vice versa. You could trade Michael King and keep Dylan Cease, and I still think you can make the playoffs. If you don't have either of them on the roster,
you're not making the playoffs.
You're not making the playoffs. If you, Darvish, no disrespect, love you, but like he's coming up on his 40s, like or early 40s. Like I think he's 37, maybe 38.
Yeah.
If that's your opening day starter, we're not in great shape for the season, right? So I think there's two ways that they can go about it. If you need to fill out the roster and you're not going to do it via signings, it might make sense to trade Dylan Cease before the season. Also, you could keep both of them until the trade deadline. And again, you can say, all right, maybe that's another one where it's addition by subtraction and you trade one of them at the trade deadline for another piece. And it's like a give and get. I don't know.
I'm interested too. I think and then we'll get into the giveaway video. I think you have to trade Cease before the season starts. I'm starting to convince myself that you have to, and I know people are going to laugh, but I think it's true. So what you gave up for Dylan Cease was Jairo Iriarte, Drew Thorpe, who might have to get Tommy John, and another, I forget who else the other prospect was, but as you could tell, me forgetting, probably not a huge deal. You could get that
Sammy
much.
Zavala.
Sammy, who I liked Sammy, but I mean, we see Sammy Zavala, and also they're on the White Sox, so we may never see this dude. You could trade Dylan Cease for a year to a contender, even if they're in the NL, and get a good something back. Oh, and Steven Wilson, forgot about that.
and Drew Thorpe.
Yeah, no, I said that. I said Drew Thorpe. You trade Dylan Cease, you could get some legit pieces back, and legit by control, legit by talent. Riding on the wall, they're selling the team and gonna get mega profit. Hey, if they sell the team and don't do a fire sale and trade off all of our fucking players like Tatis, I'm fine with it. Orioles, Kyrgyzstan. Do you think you could get Ha-Seong Kyrgyzstan for 1 year of Dylan Cease? Dylan Cease is legit, man. That's the one thing.
I think you could get Kyrgyzstan. I don't think that you could get that deal ever. I think if you added in Robert Suarez, you could maybe get Kramer with it.
Do you think you can get Enrique?
I don't think you can. Like I feel like for
also, why would you trade for Kyrgyzstan and Enrique Bradfield?
Exactly. I'm saying Kyrgyzstan and
Jackson Merrill playing center.
Dean Kramer.
Getting Dean Kramer back.
Solid pitcher. That's a good back end of the rotation guy, and then you can fill in left field. Like that would be a fucking fire trade.
Yeah.
Do I think that
there's no way the Orioles do that?
No. They don't want to trade Kyrgyzstan, dude.
Yeah,
they drafted him like fourth overall 3 years ago. He came up through the system. Arkansas Razorback. He's literally like best friends with Jackson Holiday. You don't want to set that precedent, dude.
It's a good point by Jay Farrell. Teams knowing the Padres are desperate.
That's what Jay. I've been saying that lately, and that's
no
why.
Way. Lil Casino says Mountcastle and Kramer. No thanks. I would much rather have a legit, top kind of upper echelon prospect with control rather than Ryan Mountcastle and Dean Kramer. If you trade, they do have a lot of outfielders though. I completely agree. Let's look at this real quick, and then
I will say Mountcastle under control till 2027. Fills in first base. 2.6 WAR last year. Not too bad. Career 115 OPS plus. Doesn't hit necessarily the most.
For Dylan Cease, you're trading for a guy with two veteran, first baseman and Dean Kramer. Like, how many years of control does Dean Kramer have?
That's a great question. Let's take a look. Now, my thing
people
is
are saying we don't forget Preller isn't a big reason. To give AJ Preller, and we used to be kind of haters of AJ Preller, to give AJ Preller the benefit of the doubt. When you're a GM of a team for 10 plus years, you're going to make some bad deals. I also think he only hands out that Xander Bogaerts contract knowing that Peter was still healthy and knowing that this team was going to spend at the level that they were supposed to spend at. Everybody looks back at it and is like, that was such a fucking bad deal. No shit. But we also thought we were going to continue to spend at that level, have a TV contract, continue to invest. You continue to invest, you make money. Now you stop investing, and now it looks like a terrible Terrible deal.
Man, that's a great take. That's very reasonable, and I agree. Relating to the Dean Kramer comment, Stockton, California native, by the way, born in Stockton. So UNR graduate, born in Stockton, and he is under control until 2028. So you would get
3 years.
Very, very average starting pitcher, Dean Kramer, like super average, but eats innings. And I mean, I don't know.
If you're not, because
there's worse moves to make in the world than getting Dean Kramer and Ryan Mountcastle.
Oh man, dude! If they gave us a Javier Assad, Ben Brown, and Kevin Alcantara for King and Suarez, I would sign that up.
I would combust.
I would honestly drive them to the airport. For King and Suarez.
Oh,
Cease and Suarez. Cease and Suarez. I'm all in. I really, and I'm going to say this until it happens or until it doesn't happen. I'm pro Cease extension I'm pro King extension, which I keep fucking it up. I'm extremely pro Mike King extension. I think he deserves it. I think he could be that foundational ace for this team. His last year was special. I think working with Ruben, he's super tight with Joe. I think you need to have him as your guy. And not having him or letting him go would be a colossal mistake. Dylan Cease, I'm cool with trading. Not other than the fact, obviously, the playoffs didn't leave a good taste in my mouth. But Dylan Cease will not re-sign with the San Diego Padres. Michael King, there is a shot.
I don't think he re-signs with us either unless we match contracts. Like, there's no discounts coming out for Michael King. If we're matching the same cost after we hoed him on $1 million in arbitration, if we're matching up with the team on the same price point and taxes are different, we're probably
the arbitration thing, Mike. The arbitration thing is one of the reasons and one of the many reasons, but definitely probably number one right now. I don't trust the Sadler brothers. I just don't. You want fans to get off your fucking back? Pay Michael King the extra $1.5 million.
What are you doing?
What are you doing as a ownership if you're saying, hey, we're in this huge legal battle trying to get ownership of the team? Oh, we're getting such bad PR. Kevin Acee, write another article and help us out, Kevin Acee. And then you fucking jip your best pitcher over $1.5 million.
Yeah. I don't know if that word is appropriate, but
jip. Sorry, I apologize if that's like screw.
Know.
Is that? I'm pretty sure that's a.
Oh, it's a gypsy. It's a gypsy term.
Sorry. Any gypsies out there? I apologize.
Yeah, apologies in advance.
That's so funny. I saw your face too, and I was like,
"Oh, yeah." I was like, I don't know. I feel
like
there's a connotation behind that I remember hearing that it wasn't like the best. So we do apologize in advance. But
DSG goes down because I said I called out a gypsy term. Sorry about that.
I agree though.
I love it, man. Hey, we're gonna show this. If King is not gonna extend, yeah. I mean, Mike, but the issue is we need innings. We literally can't trade both these guys because God forbid Yu Darvish gets hurt again. We're going to have a rotation. I'm not joking. Of Randy Vasquez as our ace, Matt Waldron, maybe Kolek tries to become a starter. You sign fucking Ryan or bring up Ryan Burgett and then another guy. Like,
there's things to do, man. There's moves to make. And again, we keep having the same convo. Just nothing but green grass in front of the pods right now. There's a lot of things, a lot of places to go, a lot of things to do. It's a beautiful place to be in. We don't necessarily know what this roster is going to look like in a month.
I'm all for bringing Connor Joe in, man. Give Connor Joe Elias Diaz. Give Connor Joe I saw Austin Hayes signed for $5 million. Austin Hayes is with the Cincinnati Reds. I think Connor Joe is obviously not as good of a player as Austin Hayes. I don't think the discrepancy is that big. I think you can get Connor Joe to come home on a 1 year, maybe one mutual option that AJ Peller does for $3.5 million. Do you think Connor Joe accepts that?
Yeah.
And he'd play. Like, he would play. We need innings. Hey, the harsh reality is we're not spending a lot of money. So we got to be creative. And the guys that we get, we need dudes. We need high VAR guys. We need high motor guys. And, it's going to be interesting, man. Let's see. Everybody's saying the Kershaw thing, bruh. That was like 4 years ago, man. Also, it was a video board guy. Like, what are you gonna do? This is a Padres giveaway, Mike. We're gonna go over. There's some interesting ones on here, and then we're gonna call it that. Can you hear it? All right.
Ugly as fuck. Jesus Christ. That's the first one we're going with?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be there, bro.
I
Connor
know.
Jones from Poway, California. Cal Quantrill would be sick, but like what? Oh, I would be down for Brian Hoeing. Everybody's saying ugly ass hat. It's so funny, bro.
All right, let's keep it rolling.
Not a hot start. Not a hot start. All right, here we go. Jackson Merrill bobblehead. Mike,
what's up with his head there, though?
That's Ryan Klesko. That's a Ryan Klesko bobblehead. That is not Jackson Merrill.
It is. That's Roy Merrill. That's Merrill on roids, dude.
They got a Jackson Merrill. They just said, oh, yo, let's bring back a 2002 Ryan Klesko bobblehead.
What is that face? What is that, dude? His neck is insane.
he's got that Kurt Angle.
Pause.
His neck is insane.
Keep going.
The zoo.
Yeah, see, you'd wear this shit. You'd wear this shit.
This is come on, bro. Come on.
You always have one of these ugly ass shirts that you put on, like, oh, you're about to leave. We're back in San Diego, and mom's like, you're not fucking wearing that out, are you? And you're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I got this at the giveaway for the Padres. You would wear this shit, dude. I know it. They made it for you. They're like, oh, we'll get him down here on the Monday game.
Bruh. Dude, you cooked my ass, bro. That was pretty good. I have no comment.
All right.
All right. Easy.
Now,
Number
Matt,
one. This is sick. Is sick.
How do you get Tony's head so approximately correct? And Merrill's got that block-shaped, like, what was going on there?
This is dope, bro. Like, this is a must cop. Like, I think this is by far one of the better giveaways they've ever done.
Far.
Like, I'm
great giveaway
against the Giants too on a Tuesday.
You gotta assume that they're wearing those. They should wear those unis that night. Is what they should do too.
Oh, 100%. I think that there's a lot of different uni. I think that uniform type is awesome. Like, yeah. I have one of those, or I used to have one of those. Big fan of this one. So they crushed that. This is one. They're 1 for 4. They're 1 for 4.
First W.
No, the Merrill one's hilarious. The Merrill bobblehead has it. Oh,
I kind of fuck with that,
bro. This is straight from the Big Me's collection, 2021. Bro. Hey, Chet Hanks.
You see Coach Edwards out there catching bullpens in this bad boy.
Patty Eds.
Patty Eds is catching some pens out there in this.
This is sick. Like, I could see like Jack Harlow doing the first pitch and wearing this bad boy. I'm a huge fan of these. So right now, guys, they're starting to pick up a little bit. So shout out the giveaway team, the Big Me's collection. I love that.
I'm assuming the reversible is both colors. Is that the idea?
Yeah. I think they're both. This is classic. Like, this is like like they always do.
I support the troops, but that shit's not a good look. It's just not a good that uni's not even good. Like, that's not a good uni.
I support the troops too, but I will say the military uni, I feel like they could do better than what they do. Also, I always feel bad. Interesting take on the troops real quick at the games. They're always like, hey, we support the troops and all this stuff. And then you pan to them in the crowd and the sun is just beaming on those motherfuckers. I'm like, bro. I'm like, hey, man, if you support the troops, how about you give them some seats outside of the sun?
They got them sitting in the bleachers on a hot Sunday afternoon, dude.
Bro, that is like Sunday in July, and the sun is just beaming, and they got like fucking. It's like 6'1", and you could see these dudes, and they're just absolutely sweating their dicks off.
I don't know why I've never thought about that, but that's.
I always am like, bro. I'm always like, they're always up there, bro. this is sick.
I mean,
this
that's a great bobblehead.
This is a number like this is the bobbleheads they're doing outside of the Ryan Klesko, Jackson Merrill. Awesome. This is a type of bobblehead, Mike, that you show up to the game and you see people, you're like, yo, I feel like that guy's been in line like 8 times and he has like a full bag and then you go on eBay after the game and they're selling like Tatis Jr. bat flip bobblehead $230.
Dude, this is the type of game where we're telling like family friends, yo, take the tickets for free. Just go down there and cop us these
grab us
bobbleheads.
them. Yeah, 100%. That game's gonna be packed. Monday night against the Nationals. Genius
Dude,
time.
all their best giveaways are Mondays and Tuesdays because that's a great way. That's literally marketing 101. You got to pull in the crowd.
Bro. I love it. That is a sick one, bro. This guy looks like a funny guy. City Connect straw hat.
I'd give it like on a 0 to 5 boom scale. I'd give that 1 boom.
You give it 1 boom?
I give it 1 boom.
That's
like oh, you wear that to the beach with your friends after like over the holidays or over 4th of July, and they're like, oh, that's a pretty funny hat. And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I don't love it. I would say this is pretty mid though. Like all this to distract from the BS off season. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I wish we could be showing videos of, like Pete Alonso, but this is what we got. So... All right, Coronado.
Manny Machado's house.
This is dope. I know you don't like the beach, but this is dope.
No, you know what, man? Honestly, I remember some of the best giveaways growing up were the Padres towels. And
the Chargers towels, too, were pretty dope.
Dude, free towels, free beach towels always play. This is a very, very convenient summer giveaway item. Great summer giveaway item.
Sandless beach towel. Tuesday against the Mets. That game is going to be packed. Dylan Cease will be on the bump. Not sure which team he'll be on the bump for. So tune in. I like that one.
PD. All right.
All
right. So this is where we get a little sketch.
So, team, Michael King bobblehead. As you could tell, they don't have the bobblehead. What do you mean by that?
You know what they mean by that? We're going to hold off on some production costs until we get the A-OK, this guy's here through the trade deadline.
They're going to have like they're going to have like a Javier Assad like giveaway, and it's going to be the Rikishi. It's going to be the Rikishi.
Riddle me why August 20th, there's no bobblehead created as opposed to the other 2 players that are active players on the Padres. Maybe it's because the trade deadline is at the end of July and they do not want to create 40,000 bobbleheads of Michael King's face if they're going to ship his ass off to like Chicago or something.
Or Baltimore.
That's like, you could not make it more obvious that these dudes are on the trade block than not including an action. You could have just made one. Just for the image.
You could have AI generated. We could go on Gemini right now and be like, let's see. I'll do it on the side. I'm going to see if I can make me a Michael King bobblehead.
All right. Now let's see the next.
Let's see the other one. Yeah, sorry.
How many of these are we going to do, man? How many fucking basketball jerseys? Joe Musgrove basketball jersey. Manny Machado basketball jersey. If I saw somebody, imagine you go to like your first college party and you see a fool pull up in the fucking Padres Machado basketball jersey. You'd be like, what the fuck is this guy wearing? He's wearing a giveaway?
They're really making the most of this. Listen, last year.
The one thing about giveaways is giveaway jerseys never play, mainly because everyone sees it and they're like, this fucker's wearing a giveaway jersey. Like, if it's not the giveaway night and you're wearing a giveaway jersey, people are like, it's kind of a crazy play.
Come on. That's actually chat. I'm interested to see what the chat has to say.
You don't think so?
I wore a Carlos Quinton giveaway jersey to a game once, and I won't lie, I was getting some eyeballs. They're like, dude, you really wearing a giveaway jersey from 2014?
Carlos Quinn? Like, I was at that game. That shit's at the back of my closet. You're pulling this bitch out? Like, that's like literally what everyone.
That's a good point. I do like the snowboarding. I do like the I like the snowboarding call out. Let's see.
All right, we're in September now. Okay.
So this is why the Michael King is really interesting to me. Why would you have a Dylan Cease bobblehead and not a Michael King bobblehead when Dylan Cease is almost obviously going to get traded? Like,
dude.
Or are we thinking too much into this? Because I think we might be.
We could be thinking a little bit too much into it. Now, that being said, there would be a lot of happy campers wherever these 40,000 bobbleheads get sent when he gets traded. There will be a lot of happy campers.
They send him to Aruba.
Like,
Sanders like, yo, I got you guys.
Yeah, he's like, I got you guys. You guys, they're wearing like what is it? They're wearing Notre Dame national championship shirts.
They're wearing San Diego State national champion shirts and Woosuk Go jerseys. They're like, yeah, man.
Yeah. Yo, this is sick. Yo, they're going crazy out there. Thomas said Mies is just salty. He can't wear his Padres polo without being called the Padres employee or a ticket seller.
Another guy that might get traded, bro.
Dude, it is kind of funny when you think about. First off, they could have made those unis look a little bit more realistic. It looks like black. It looks like black and gray and yellow instead of like black and brown.
It looks like
yellow.
A Pittsburgh Pirates player.
It does look like a vintage like Roberto Clemente uniform
this is crazy,
style Pittsburgh Pirate. Yeah, man. I mean, it is crazy that the first two, right? You got Tatis and you got Merrill. Those are realistic bobbleheads. The next three are guys that could very well not be on the team. And all of their bobblehead nights are after the deadline. Just a wild.
I think Mike, you want to hear my hot take, and we'll get back to the last one.
I love it.
My hot take is the reason why the San Diego Padres have Michael King, Dylan Cease, and Luis Ariza's bobbleheads after the trade deadline is because they know they're not going to have to make them, and they get to spend even less money on this team. So they know, hey, we could get all the players we're trading. Tell the fans and tell the season ticket holders, wait for, September 10th, Dylan Cease bobblehead night. We know we're trading that motherfucker. So we don't even have to do shit. Welcome to this. You're going to get another straw hat. That's what you're going to get, bro. They're going to be like, Grub's going to give you a Shabuzi. Right. It's going to be a Shabuzi Padres jersey, bro.
That brings up a good question. And we can end on this question because we're
I think there's like one more. And then...
Oh, okay, one more. I got a good question.
Oh, no, that's it.
All right. So those three guys get shipped. You work for Padres marketing. What do you replace those three? What do you replace those three giveaways with? What are you giving away for? You got to
do Xander Bogaerts.
You have to make enough for everybody in the stadium, so that's 45,000 people. What are you giving?
Xander Bogaerts wrist tape. I don't know. That one didn't hit. So let me
think. You got like a Machado. So let's think about what they did. Bobblehead, Machado jersey, straw hat. Dude, honestly, I'm not even kidding. You could throw a fucking AJ Preller bobblehead together and people would be going nuts.
Oh yeah, people would be hyped. What player that isn't mentioned that you would Tyler Wade bobblehead? Nah. That'd be crazy deep.
That'd be crazy, Blaze.
Luis, let's end it. Let's end it here. Let's come up with 3 funny ones each. Dylan wins. Luis Campusano blunt. Let's do like we can do like a Tatis condom night.
Those don't exist.
Exactly.
It's just a blank giveaway. You're just handing out air.
That's another one. This man Jackson said Yu Darvish Chinese finger traps. Come on, bro. That ain't it.
Come on. Preller shooting a basket bobblehead. Cronenworth wedding ring.
Oh, dude, we could do a Seidler Brothers voodoo doll.
I love that.
You do that.
All right. So we got Luis Campusano blunt night. Seiler Brothers Voodoo Doll.
Yeah,
And
we
need
could do
one
that.
more
And
good
then
one
who else
to
is on our
replace
team?
Luis
Jackie Arrow?
Arraez.
No. Campy.
If Peralta somehow comes back, you could do a freight train where it's just him. Like, no,
That's a good one. I'm trying to think bench. Who's some funny fucker that we could have on the team? Shilt Daddy. We could have him like dressed as a pimp. And nah, that's not it.
This is tough, guys. All right, let's
Mason
see
McCoy.
Jeff.
Also, you know what's tough about this? It goes to show we're like, man, thinking about our bench. Yikes.
Yeah, we have no one to
What
talk
are you gonna
about.
do a Mason McCoy giveaway night, bro? Hosmer punching bag's pretty funny.
Tatis syringe
Oh.
night. Come on. Come on.
Jeremiah
Come on.
Jeremiah Estrada would be a cool one.
Yeah,
You
Chella
could do
Jerry
Chella
just
Jerry
in like
one.
you could do like a Chella Jerry. Like what did we always what did we bring to Coachella? What's like a good Chella?
You could bring Chella Jerry water bottle and Birch Bees.
Chella
It's like
Jerry
Chella
magnesium.
Chella Cherry, water bottle, Burt's Bees, chewing gum, and some eye drops. That's what you get. That's so funny.
Bobblehead
Chef
night.
Yuki, Chef Yuki bobblehead night. Would be
Oh, that would be
great
fire.
call. We're gonna end it on that because that's a fucking fantastic one, guys. Oh, Shilty plush pillow.
Come on, bro.
That's crazy.
Come on.
Hey man, we're 2 weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting. We're gonna be doing a shit ton of content this year, for better or for worse. Hey, ownership's in turmoil. The DSG is still cooking, and our fan base is still gonna be there. So I'm excited, man. Excited, and shout out our guy, Jim Riley, who works with Hacksaw. He mentioned VAR and the DSG, so I appreciate you, man. Excited for the season. Excited for some more moves. Hassan Kim, like I said, thank you for your service, brother. You were a fun pod, fan favorite. Hope he balls out in Tampa. Much easier to take than him going to the Giants or the Dodgers. So good on you for that. Mike Devine, I'll talk to you soon, brother. Everybody in the chat, make sure to like, subscribe. Appreciate all you guys for watching. You guys are the best, man. If you're going to Fan Fest, have fun, be safe. We're unfortunately not going, but we'll be at spring training in 3 weeks. So we'll talk to you guys soon, man. Deuces.
Deuces.
Whoa.